What's up, guys? So I just wanted to make a quick introduction for this next interview with a really, really awesome band called Jules Sees Miracles. These guys are so awesome to speak with and get to learn from, and they're very philosophical. So I highly recommend you follow them on Bandcamp. That is their primary source. But other than that, enjoy this freaking interview. We are making moves and we are excited for life. So yeah. Also, they're playing my show on the 25th. So you should check it out. Should be there on the 25th at Davies Uptown. Okay, guys, enjoy the show.
This is my star, and these are my people. Take back your bloodline down now.
I am Curtis Christopher.
Jake Denny.
Rod Fenton.
And we're Jules Sees Miracles.
All right, so you guys are fairly new.
Yeah.
How long have you been together?
Oh, in this format,
Just over a year.
just over a year. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Still at the point where we're kind of finally getting the sound together.
Yeah.
We gotta put it for a while together.
So I'm going to assume, because I've worked with Rob before, so I know this isn't like his first rodeo, but you guys, what's your history as like musicians? Like, Jules is not your first project.
Right.
Because that's people who take their time to actually promote themselves once they get the sound, that's not a rookie move. Like, that's
Right.
like you've been there before.
Right. Yeah. You know, start getting more history than I do.
Oh man, yeah. I came from a musical family. My whole paternal lineage played just about anything with strings on it. I played in everything from like old three-chord country, church praise music, metal bands, blues bands, classic rock, pre-psychedelic 60s pop music. I just love playing music. I ain't picky.
Just can't help himself.
Yeah, and my history is quite a bit shorter. I got into music in high school, which was an undisclosed amount of time ago. Played in that band for a few years after high school to kind of get experience in the game, and then played with Rod in Goodbye Gravity for a little bit.
And I went to school for music, mostly music recording, and then got out of school, did an internship, started with Goodbye Gravity, and then once that went under, hopped on Jules Sees Miracles since I've known Jacob forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we met, I mean, we went to high school together, but didn't really know each other until the band I was in high school.
Yeah,
We
it
did
all
some production
goes back
work
to
on.
show choir, really.
It always goes back to show choir, yeah. Because that band got together through our show choir. We were the band for show choir. And then we were like, let's just jam on our own and get our own thing going. Yeah, so that changed everything for me, getting into bands and stuff. But yeah, so Rod's a few years older than me. He was already in college, learning all the production shit, whatever push the buttons, slide the knobs.
Yeah.
And so he needed bands for school projects.
Mm-hmm.
So we started hooking up through that.
That's amazing. You know, I'm so used to hearing bands starting off from church more so.
Mm.
Like, I was in the church band, so you're the first one to say, like, it was showcased, like, in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really unique. I don't think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially being in high school, like, your brain is just not there. Like,
No.
you're just,
And
sure.
And everything you're going to make artistically in high school is going to be pretty, like, immature, and you're going to grow through that.
It's definitely, it's like the baby steps of, like, growing into your artistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing I do. I look back on my childhood and I'm like, what did I didn't start playing music until I was like 16.
Yeah.
Like, what did I even do before that? I just wasted all those years.
I played video games.
Yeah.
That's all I was good at. So
Yeah. I wasn't even
playing
playing video
guitar,
games.
and that's all I'm good at.
Yeah. You got
It's a
one
trade-off.
thing. You got to learn how to do it well, I suppose.
So, what's your primary instruments? Are they the same ones that you guys are playing in Jules?
These days, since that's what I play most,
Yeah.
my primary instrument previously has been bass guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of came into the band and did a 180. I learned guitar originally with the plan of getting into bands and playing music and doing that avenue of it. But every band I got into needed a bass player. So I ended up being a bass player band after band after band after band. And then when I got hooked up with Jacob, we were looking at, you know, some material and trying to decide what way we wanted to go with. Like, I can do bass, I can play drums.
Yeah.
Got a kit, never been in a band with it, but it's like, I got a guy. see if we can get him to play bass for us. So I got the drum.
Nice.
Yeah, and my last band, I started out playing bass. So we're basically just a band of basses,
Yeah,
which is
we
the
really
most
are a band of
useless thing
basses.
ever.
What really though, I mean, I'd never really realized how much that probably influences our style, but we're very bass driven,
Yeah.
especially in the sound that we're really starting to solidify into. It's very much like let the bass groove through the verses and don't even have guitar come until like the hooks and stuff.
It's not important.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't have to do anything. It's easy.
Yeah, all of us being bassists for so long. The joke is, oh man, the bassists are the lazy ones of the band. We don't actually do any of the hard work. So us all being bass players, essentially, it's, we kind of come from that. We're like, well, what can we do with this? Let's make bass important.
Yeah, we'll just let the bassist do it.
So what's been like the coolest show you guys have played so far?
The cool man, we big on house shows.
Yeah.
I'm really big on house shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really like Bubba Spins.
Bubba
You
Spins
can't
is
That
go
was a
wrong
good
with something.
time.
oh
Yeah.
man, Bubba Spins is great. We rented a place. Me and some friends rented a place up in East Casey for a while. 2319. We ran some house shows out of there. That was pretty great. The only problem we ever had was that these kids from Pleasant Hill came up to party with us and like stole guitars from our basement. So these like white suburban kids were the only
Because they
ones
thought
that
they
ever
were
fucked
cool
with
and they
us.
could just get away with it. There's
I
no
guess.
repercussions in their world.
They were tweakers. They sold them to a pawn shop.
They were tweakers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sold them to a pawn
Jumping.
shop for $10 a pop, these guitars.
Yeah.
And we found them.
They took the stuff. They drove 45 miles from the band house and sold all this equipment around the corner from me. And then come to find out they lived around the other corner from me. So I happened to find
How'd you
all
find
this
that out
equipment.
though? Like,
We thought they
Oh.
still lived in town there.
Yeah.
They're in Pleasant Hill, in that little suburban town.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone. So
Yeah, I
you get
thought
away
they
with
probably
it.
still lived there, so we were like, let's check the local pawn shops and start there. Yeah.
Pawn guy was like, yeah, we had a couple of guitars come in to match your description. Do you recognize this person? And shows me a photocopy of a license. And I'm looking at it, looking at the address, going, no, it doesn't ring a bell, but thank you kindly. I'm like, I could walk to their house and whoop their ass and get our shit back.
Oh my god.
But we didn't
Didn't have to whoop ass. I just showed up at their house and was like, hey, so we have an issue.
But speaking of projects, like with other bands, what's up with you guys right now?
Right now, we are writing our new EP. We're, what, two tracks out of three into it? Yeah. So that'll be pretty soon, hopefully within,
Maybe in the summer.
yeah, before the end of summer we should have another EP going.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a really amateur question.
Go for it.
I should know this by now. I really should. But how many songs are there on an EP?
Oh man, it's also subjective.
Or is
Yeah,
it 3 to
It's
5?
an EP till it's an
It's
LP.
half an album.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know, 3 to 5 is what I like to think.
Okay.
Probably 2 to 5 even, but 2 is really sort of a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single and a B-side.
Yeah.
3 to 5.
We like
I've seen
3.
6. It's fine.
Yeah, and especially earlier on in the development of a band, I think it's good to shoot for smaller projects
Yeah.
because then you'll see that evolution as opposed to trying to release an 11-track album or something and having it be like all over the place.
Would you
thematically.
say that kind of is the overwhelming approach to like start up a band and just say we're gonna do an album and you want to do like 12 songs? Is that too much?
How are we going to
From
get
the
an hour
get-go?
worth of
It
polished
depends.
material?
Well, it depends on how established the genre you're trying to go with is. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're just trying to put together like a blues album or something, do that
Oh,
in a
there's
couple
enough
of
blues
weeks.
standards
Like,
that-
yeah,
yeah.
it's all just the same song over and over. But if you're looking to kind of get more creative with
Easy.
it, I suppose.
No, it is though. I got into a blues band because somebody dropped out of a gig and we had 3 days to find a band to fill 4 hours.
Oh my god.
And you learned
One
the
of the-
5 songs in like a day, probably.
Yeah, that's basically it. Dude,
No
I
disrespect
played,
to the
the
blues
guy I
guys out
played
there.
with in the the church band
Yeah.
was like, "Hey man, you grew up listening to blues and classic rock, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool, play a show with me. It pays plus free beer.
Nice.
Don't worry, we got this. We do like 1 or 2 good practices in this week. We'll get paid for the gig this weekend. If it goes good, we'll just be a blues band." And we just rolled with it.
So you guys are aiming to have about 5 songs on your EP?
We're gonna aim for 3.
Three.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do little ones, little guys. We've
We
got.
have longer songs though.
We do.
Yeah.
Our
Our
last
last
EP,
EP,
3 songs, 18 minutes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's what it came in at. Which
Oh wow.
it's not a goal for us. It just sort of is what
It happens.
You know, it's what happens. I think we're gonna trim down one of the songs we are working on now, and it's probably gonna end up being like a 3-minute song. So that's
Okay.
fine. But
Yeah, and all the EP work is actually one of the reasons why we haven't had more shows.
Mhm.
Because we'll be working on new material, and the moment we get it polished, we play it in one of the house shows. Goes over good. We're like, cool.
Yeah.
Start working on recording
let's
it.
record it.
So we probably recorded as many songs as we've had actual shows.
Yeah, that's about right. But that's
It
not a
really isn't-
testament to our number of songs, but rather our lack of shows.
Yeah. But I mean, it's nice to be able to go, yeah, here we have like an hour and a half for the music for this party, and if you guys like it, we have like 2 different EPs, so you just like pick up and check out a good refined version of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's been nice. But yeah, for most of that, that's what's promoted most of the house parties, as opposed to actually going out and doing shows. So we've spent so much time recording,
Yeah.
doing
But-
test runs like that.
And songwriting really is probably what takes us the longest. I mean, because you can jump in and you can go, we need a verse progression
Mhm.
and 2 or 3 verses of lyrics, and then we need a chorus, and then we need a bridge, and you have a song.
Yeah.
Or you can go, we've got this one riff, let's jam it, alter it, play with it for 2 or 3 months and see what it turns into. And
But
that's
that
the
sounded
approach we
a bit
sort
more
of.
organized than what we now.
Yeah, that's about what we do. It's just like
And it feels a lot more natural because
organic.
Yeah.
It's organic, but it's slower,
yeah.
And check the description down below.